On June 28th, an Air France Airbus A350 flying from Paris to Chicago had to turn around after passing Iceland. The diversion essentially gave crew and passengers a 7-hour flight to nowhere. The reason for turning around? Well, apparently this fairly routine flight had not been given authorization to land in Chicago. We take a look at this strange incident for today's video. As reported by airlive.net, Air France flight AF136 departed Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport at 12:49 local time on Saturday, June 28, 2025, for a flight to Chicago O'Hare International. The Airbus A350-900, registered Foxtrot Hotel Uniform Victor Romeo, departed gate M48 at Terminal 2E, took off from runway 26 right. It then took a normal routing over the UK and Ireland. However, about 4 hours later, the aircraft turned around and headed back to Paris. Airlive.net states that the jet's location was somewhere between Iceland and Greenland when it turned around. The lack of continuous flight path you see in the graphic here is due to incomplete flight tracking coverage. But essentially, the aircraft was already halfway between Paris and Chicago, something that must have been quite frustrating for passengers on board. It was reported that Air France provided accommodation for passengers and rebooked them on flight AF4080, which was operated on June 29th. As you may be able to tell by the flight number, this was a specially arranged service outside of the regular schedule. Like the normally scheduled flight AF136, flight 4080 was also operated by an Airbus A350-900. And so, what happened? Well, AirLive says that a passenger who was on board the diverted flight contacted their news desk. This individual reported that they were told by the airline that the flight had not been given authorization to land in Chicago. The family member of other passengers taking to social media had this to say: "My daughter and son-in-law are on an Air France flight with 4 hours left to Chicago. They turned the plane around due to clearance issues and are going back to France. Has anybody heard anything about this?" The website Plunge Daily states that while Air France initially cited operational reasons for the detour, multiple reports confirmed that the aircraft lacked proper landing clearance at Chicago O'Hare. It's a bizarre occurrence that certainly needs more detail. After all, flight AF136 is a daily service that has utilized the A350-900 since September 2023. Prior to this, AF136 has mostly used a Boeing 787-9. In the past year, the A350-900 has operated the majority of flights on this route, but the Boeing 777 has been deployed on occasion. The bottom line is that this is not like the American Airlines 787-9 mix-up at Naples, where the destination airport could not accommodate the aircraft. It's also not an aircraft maintenance timing issue like we saw with the recent KLM flight to Toronto. Our guess is that someone didn't file their paperwork correctly, although this is also difficult to believe considering the daily nature of flight AF136. But what are your thoughts on this incident and why the flight lacked proper landing clearance? Let us know by leaving a comment. In addition to our daily YouTube videos, Simple Flying publishes over 150 articles every week. If you're looking for the latest aviation news and insights, visit simpleflying.com.